Guys, what is going on? I know it's been a very long time, almost like 6 months, I believe, but I don't want you to think that I've not been building this Battle of the Bulge mock because it is coming along great. I know a lot of you have been watching the shorts. You've been asking me where is the long form videos again, and guess what? Here it is. So those of you that have been keeping up with this, if you haven't been watching the shorts and you've just been watching the long form videos, forget everything you've seen because I completely demolished it and started over. Well, everything but the church. I'm still really happy with the way the church came out, so I wanted to do the rest of the buildings to kind of go off of that. Now, I have stuck with the promise that all these doors and all these windows will still be brick built, which has become very piece intensive, and I have been ordering those 1x2 and 1x1 clear plates like they are going out of style. I think right now I'm somewhere in like the 4,000 mark, and I'm still going forward. Now, I do have a lot of them set aside because I do want to sprinkle some. And when I say sprinkle, I do want these to be attached. I'm not a fan of just pouring debris out. I want all this stuff to be stationary and not moving around, but I wanted to show some broken glass on the ground, so I do have a lot of that set to the side. What I've been mainly using are the 1x2s to build these windows, and they are going really quick. Most of these buildings are taking somewhere around that 200, 250 mark. And if you think about it, I'm almost at 25 buildings. So I started bombing some more out. That way I would not be using as many of these window pieces. Most of these designs I have came up with by myself. Others I have kind of gotten ideas off of looking at pictures of other people's mocks and just trying to recreate them knowing what I can see visually. There are a ton of bars and different illegal techniques that are holding up some of these windows. Some of them use flags as window frames. It's really crazy how I've decided to do this. And some of these other people that have came up with these designs, I don't know how they got there. Now, I am really satisfied with the way the courtyard came out, but when it comes to the other side, not so much. I was wanting to cover it in snow and only show where the vehicles had been driving in the dirt and the footprints and the grass were, but I just don't like it that much. I wish I would have stayed with kind of a pattern and kept it all the same, but I do understand that there are places that there are a lot of troops did not travel in the snow, so none of this stuff was ever uncovered. It just kind of sat on top. Now, with this courtyard and this other side, I have been going back and forth and adding some details in. I need to create some more trees. I did want to recreate some of these photos that I had found online, so I went ahead and tried to do that with this courtyard on the first one. Some of these are really hard. I did not want to try to get any of these buildings correct because I don't know where any of this stuff is placed. There's not just a map where you can see or a top view layout. Google Earth really did not exist in 1945, and it's really hard to find out where this stuff is. But I did want to put that half track there with the sign, and I'm trying to get the sign printed now, but I do want to show all the other stuff like these dead trees and all the debris on the ground. So that stuff is coming, but I was more focused on getting these buildings done first. I do only have 6 buildings left to build, and I am really glad to hear me say that because I am so tired of building these buildings. Buildings just are not for me. I don't know what it is about this. Doing all these little techniques and placing plates and everything else, I've been using all the pieces from the castle really, other than buying slopes here and there to show some of the broken walls. Most of this stuff is all came from the castle, and it has really not had me going back and forth to the Lego or back and forth to Bricklink and buying all these pieces. But the pieces that I am going in there and buying, I'm buying by like the hundreds and 200s, which is stuff for the snow. I am really preparing to build this Battle of the Ardennes Forest part next, and I want it to be kind of spotless. I really want it to work out perfect, and I'm trying to do that by using a bunch of slopes instead of wedge plates and stuff like that. I do have a Lego order coming. It should be here in the next like 2 or 3 days. It'll help me complete this back portion of the road and the rest of the window pieces. When I get that done, I'm going to go in as much detail as I can possible because most of this city will all be complete. I do have to go back and add a row of Mills plates here. I want to show all the debris from this building falling over and basically burying a Sherman, and then Mr. George Hicks Brix himself let me borrow one of his bulldozers that I'm going to show pushing all the debris out of the way. And not only do I want to give a huge shout out to George, I also want to give a huge shout out to Battlefield Brix. I was picking with Battlefield and going back and forth, and we were all talking about the mocks that he has submitted for the show. So I was like, hey, why don't you do me a favor? Build 2 buildings in studio. I will buy all the pieces and build them. And that's what he did, and I was not ready for it. These buildings are absolutely flawless. I love the way this big one looks, especially the massive sign on the back. I don't know how he sat down and figured out how to create this, but he is a genius. And with that being said, I also did some other things with him. I bought some cars for him that I will be throwing in that are kind of the 1930, 1940 style cars, and it'll be able to show you that there is civilians there. This was not just a deserted town that the military took over. This was a town that had living people in it that just happened to fall circumstance to a unfortunate event. Now, I do not want you to think that I've been slacking off on any of the other sides of this build. One of the things I've been buying a ton of is minifigs, but I am really, really, really heavy on the German side versus the American, and I realize that now. I need to buy about 20 or 30 more Americans to really make me happy, because I did realize kind of late in the game that I not only have to have them for the forest, but they have to be in Bastogne. The Germans weren't in Bastogne. That's where the Americans were, and I do need to get some civilians. Now, that is one of the harder things, because civilians back in the 1940s didn't necessarily dress like Lego has printed on any of the torsos or leg parts. So I'm going to have to kind of come up with my own designs and stuff like that and mix some things together and use some real creativity. With these minifigs, I will say that there is not a single minifig that has the same head and same torso. There is some duplicate heads, but most of the heads are spread out through all of them, and they're all aftermarket. They are all third party. Another person I want to say thank you into this is Caden, Mr. Brick History himself. I've been bouncing ideas off of him because I wasn't happy with some of this stuff. One of the things is the snow in the courtyard. I had it built out of all wedge plates, and he was like, look, you need to redo that with some curved slopes. So I did. The vehicles in this have been all coming along. I do have a lot more American than I do German, and I'm trying to work my way to be a little more even. Now, I do not know all what I need for the battlefield. I sat down and came up with a really weird plan, and so far, I think I'm about to the point where, if as long as the plan works, I have enough vehicles. I do need to build 2 more Panzer IVs. I need to build 2 Panthers, and I'll build some more SDKFZs. Other than that, the only thing I really need is field guns. I think that I'm completely done on the American side of things. I do want to build another G32 truck, and I'll probably build another Opel Blitz just to show a little cargo truck coming into the battlefield, supplying the troops and stuff like that. If there is a tank you really want me to show in this, let me know. I do have a couple that I guess I could squeeze in, because this doesn't have to be done until June, and I'm sure I could find instructions or build something, come up with something. And if you got a design that you want me to do, let me know, send it in somehow through Studio or whatever, and I will try to fit in that also. But just remember, everything I have is done to 1/35th scale, and most of the stuff I have are all modified Brickmania kits. But I do want to thank everybody for sticking around with this build and sticking around for watching this video. You've asked for more long form videos. This is it. I will continue to do some of these. I'm not a big fan of sitting down here and doing this, because I always feel like my videos are trash, and I know everyone's kind of unhappy with what they do. I just wish this stuff was better. One of the things I have to do is get a new computer. This computer I've had for like 5 years, and it's just not working out like I think it should anymore. It's beginning to get really laggy. Studio doesn't really work, and when I go to edit videos, it is really choppy until I export them. So I'm having to export the video, make sure it looks good. If it doesn't look good, redo it over and over versus just doing it once in the edit. So I will be getting a new laptop. I also want to change the microphone. I don't really like the way this sounds. I don't think it sounds very clear, very good. People say that it doesn't matter, but I know on the live streams that I do, when I listen to it back, it's not up to what I wish it would be. So I'm going to try to be on the search for some more stuff like that. There will be one more video of Bastogne, and it will be in its complete form. I have 2 weeks to get that done. So yes, I do need to do a lot. And not only do I need to do a lot in 2 weeks, when all this is built and I video it for the last time, it'll be the last time I see it together, because once I take it to that convention and bring it back, it's staying in the boxes, because I have to move forward and building in the forest, and the forest will have nothing to do with the Bastogne portion. I can't fit them together on the table because the table is not that big. This already is in like the 6 foot mark. So I will have to basically blindly do this, hope it all butts up together, and then I won't be able to see everything laid out together until June, when I go to Brick Universe. But thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below. Make sure you keep an eye out for that next Bastogne video, because it is coming. Peace.